let's see a Pokepasta that sucks. That'll probably cheer me up. Disclaimer, I didn't make this. It's just some shitty Pokepasta I found on Roblox. Yay! A site that actually does suck! The frick. After making friends with the girl next door, I decided to set out on an adventure, though I knew I didn't have any Pokemon. While I was on Route 101, I heard a cry for help. When I searched for the cry for help, I noticed Professor Bird being cornered by Pucciina. You there! Grab a Pokeball and help! Then I noticed the bag in the grass. Which should I choose? I frantically scrambled to pick up the Pokeballs in front of me, but I only threw one. Go, whatever you are! A Mudkip jumped out of the Pokeball. Mudkip! So I heard you like Mudkips. Use Water Gun. Madcap, use Tackle. It's seriously just... The U and I are switched for A. Seriously, look at it. It doesn't even have Water Gun on the first level, so why'd you even say Water Gun?
Why?
Which was weird. I could have sworn I told it to use Water Gun. It doesn't have Water Gun in the beginning stage. This isn't the anime.
Seriously?
Shrugging it off, Tackle one hit KO'd the Pucciina, but Mudkip received 1 XP. It was supposed to learn something like 100. Omega Ruby, what?
Omega Ruby, Professor Bush?
Oh my gosh. It's freaking bullfig. It's like a Okay. So, what did this weather just be? I don't know, Alpha Sapphire. As you know, I have it. This is taking place in freaking Alpha Sapphire. What even?
What even?
And besides, it doesn't even have Water Gun to begin with. And Tackle does not one-hit KO.
Does not.
Professor Bird took me to his Pokemon app, but she then gave me the Mudkip. He asked me if I wanted to name it, and I said yes. I named it Mudsport, which is oddly the name of a move. After a quick chat with the professor and stuff, I saved my game and opened the menu and took a look at my Pokemon, and something strange happened. The screen started flashing a dark red, and each time it did, Mudkip's name went from Mudsport to Run. I quickly closed my 3DS and took a 20-minute break. When I opened it back up, the strangest thing happened. It was Mudsport's Poke profile. And then the game crashed. I restarted my game back up and decided to go to O'Dale Town when a man who was completely black, shirt, pants, shoes, everything, came up and told me about the Pokemon. Before he left, he told me this in red text. I know who you are, Jim. Before he walked off. After that happened, I closed my 3DS and hid under my bed. How the heck did he know my name? My trainer's name is Hotoko. I didn't play the game for like a week. My stupid decisions led me to eternal and emotional scarring. When I restarted my game, I was greeted with the original Sapphire and nothing wrong. Then my screen turned white, and He-Man in black came towards my screen. Don't think you're gonna escape, because I will always be watching. Before my game crashed again. I haven't played that game in a month yet. I'm still scared to play a freaking hacked version that is unhackable for everything else except the Pokemon models.
Come on.
Wow, the guy was right. Apparently it did suck.
It sucks so bad.
There is no comment still, but oh my gosh, that was just freaking stupid.
Stupid.
Okay, one.
One more, and then we've done with the
Pokemon wins. Why not? That ought to help us get rid of the brain damage of non-comedy calm as we've ran into. I'm a big collector of Pokemon, so one day I went on my bike to find some kind of rare Bruce Lake version or a real glitch version. Why? Why? Why would you do this?
Why?
So far, I wasn't having any luck. Until I came across this one house that looked like there was barely anything there. Failed. Plus, there was a creepy man behind the table. Asked him if there was any Pokemon games, and he said yes. Then he got a Game Boy cartridge out, and I asked him how much it was, and he said it was free. Because games can pull off something like this, but real life can't. When I took home my new game and popped it into my Game Boy, what I saw, I'll never forget. First off, instead of the normal Game Freak logo, it showed a real picture of Bulbasaur. And I thought this was really weird, but I just figured that was some sort of special game, so I carried on. Apparently, Toby from freaking songs that I've seen, freaking describes the title and freaking describing it really possible. It just passes it off as a glitch. Everything was normal until I got to Lavender Town, when suddenly a message box appeared at the bottom of the screen. It said, well, this was Pokemon Red or Blue, who knows?
Who knows?
It said, hello, Orange. I thought this was really weird too, but then I heard a screeching noise that was horribly agonizing. Unless it was a Game Boy Color, sound does not equal, well, pixels don't equal sound. And then I hear an evil laugh that's even more painful. Pixels does not equal sound. But then another message box appeared, and it said, give the cartridge back. So I did, and to this day I'll never forget Pokemon Orange. It doesn't even
make sense.
Oh my gosh, that made no sense whatsoever. Golden White. Are they supposed to throw up the rest of the short story that happened? I don't even know what happened.
I don't even know what in the heck happened in there.
I'm a big fan of Pokemon Creepypasta. Pokemon Golden White and so stuff. I'm a big fan of Pokemon Creepypasta, but this is a real story, because every Creepypasta that says this is actually not true.
Not true at all.
One day, me and my friend Nathan went to a game store. Specific name will not be given, because the Japanese Pokemon Black and White had come out recently, and when we got there, it was sold out. However, on my way out, something caught my eye. It was a golden, white, sparkling case for Game Boy Color. As I got close to it, I realized it read Pokemon Golden White Edition, and it had a shiny Eevee on it riding a ho-oh.
Seriously?
I picked it up and went to the cashier, and I asked him how much. He replied, $2.50. Finally, something that's actually reasonable for the price!
Finally, something that's not freaking for free.
I paid the money, and as I was walking out, he said, never seen that cartridge before. When we got to Nathan's house, I popped the game into my special edition Pikachu Game Boy, and I started to play. The title screen appeared, and I hit start, and the game started. As I suspected, it was already its 8th game, but there wasn't any new game or options. Hacked! I hit A, and the game started, and I saw a sprite of me and my friend Nathan. The sprites were walking, and they saw a shiny Eevee with us. They proceeded to battle it, but we didn't even send out Pokemon. Instead, there was a text saying, you beat Eevee to death!
What?
All these Pokemon creepypastas we've been wanting into to have nothing but death or blood in it. Seriously, blood is not scary. Death is not really... That's scary when it's in a freaking story, but if it's used in a bad creepypasta, but come on. Then the game turned off or did resetting itself. A game doesn't reset it by itself. It must be a game of a PC person. Or something like that, I don't know. Then the game turned off, it started resetting itself. Then it sent me to the main menu where it said New Game. I pressed A, and it showed me running to Nathan's house with Sunny Evie. It also said we were in a region called Canada, which sounded like Canada, because it is Canada, you freaking morons! Simply replacing an A does not stop anything unless you say the... I saw that Nathan had a sunny female whooper named Shelly, so I named my sunny Evie Lilith. Then we proceeded to beat all the gyms and the Elite Four and the champion, but after him, both Pokemon went mad and turned the dark side of red. Then they forgot all of their moves. Then Lilith learned Sharp Claw, the description reads, kills opponent in one hit. And said, fly to Mount Gold Core, yes or no. We said yes, and then the game said we had to kill our Pokemon, and it automatically made all the Pokemon faint to disappear. Then the game crashed. Then Nathan's doorbell rang, so we went to it and found a package containing a bloody shiny even whooper. So we did the appropriate thing. We burned them!
We burned them!
And that's it. I'm absolutely dominant, and despite how stupid these Trollpastas are.
Yeah, they're so stupid.
It's not gonna pick you up over here, so just come over here.
Yeah.
Because people who create such bullfrick pastas don't even know what they mean. No sketches was here. Good job, Song Guy 123. I didn't write this though. Seriously, what happened? I didn't even read the article at all. Serious, but needs more Sonic. Asses. Alright, we're reading a lost episode. That'll be the final. Just deal with it and then come down here. I need to rest my voice. Bye-bye. Alright.
The year was 2000, and I was only 7. I started school late because I never attended kindergarten.
Wow, totally illogical sense.
Around that time, I was a huge Pokemon fan, and I collected just about everything I could that related to it. I had stacks of Pokemon cards and tons of Pokemon toys, including shoes and clothing. I'd never miss a Pokemon episode either. I'd watch it every day it came on, but there is one episode in particular that was aired once and never aired again, ever. This episode has scarred me for life, and not because it was the worst possible thing I've ever seen, but because I had nightmares from it for about 6 months after I had seen it.
And the worst possible thing is that two episodes that never made it to America. One just made no sense because James had a inflatable breast, and the second one just gave people in Japan epilepsy, and yeah.
That was the Porygon one was banned.
Well, the thing where James had inflatable breast was also banned too.
Wait, I had an inflatable breast?
Shut up! You're not a part of this, so shut up.
Every night I'd have that same dream. The dream was about the episode that I saw. It was like I had a video recorder inside my brain. I just like to remember it. Here is what me and many other children had seen in the area of a what?
We went in New Orleans on the morning of June 23rd. 20,000. Wait, he said that he watched it. How did he know all the kids watched it?
The episode started out like any other episode would, with the Orange Island theme song from the second season, then the intro somehow went reverse.
I can't even say the whole thing about fast, so why do I even bother?
Then after the intro ended, a text showed up. The episode was called Ash's Ash's Biggest Suicide. As the episode starts, Ash, Misty, and for some reason Brock replaces Tracy, which is very odd. The gang are headed to a Pokemon Arts and Crafts tournament. Ash asks Brock why they are going to an arts and crafts tournament, and Brock responds by saying it helps bond a friendship between a trainer and their Pokemon.
Well, if you had a fighting type, sure.
Ash responds by saying, "But Brock, it's just arts and crafts." Then Brock gets real red in the face and responds in a very angry voice, "Ash, are we going to that goddamn tournament?" And that is a friggin' fact. Wow. Language, Brock.
Jeez. I've never had an episode where somebody's bored.
Ash then gets very upset because this is unlike Brock to get that angry, and what's worse, cursing on a kid's national television program.
And Brock just snaps like that. That doesn't even happen. I mean, seriously, he just instantly snaps like. How did that make Ash upset?
Seriously, the gang shrug it off.
They
the gang shrug it off.
How?
How was that even possible? And continue to the tournament. As they arrive, Gary is there too.
Smell you later.
Spending time with a girl of some sort, of course.
Cause I'm gay, just all the lady girls. I'm secretly Waluigi in the skies. Bah!
His Pokemon were helping Gary and his girl put up the tournament decorations. It was in a warehouse, after all.
Waluigi likes the warehouse.
Ash then noticed something strange. He looked under the arts and crafts table, and there was an unusual item that caught his eye. Ash reached for it, and then something unthinkable happened. Ash heard a beeping noise, then out of the blue, it exploded into smithereens. When Misty and Brock looked over to the table, when they seen was very unfortunate and very disturbing. Ash was now missing his right shoulder and his left leg.
He grabbed something. His whole body would have been feeling exploded. I mean, come on. That makes no sense. How is his right arm and leg gone? When he clearly was probably looking at it. It's just, he probably would have been died right there.
And right abdomen.
What?
What? All of it was blown completely off. It must have been a generous thought Brock. That Team Rocket had been heard in the background, up to no good as usual. Meowth then zoomed into Ash, where his body is blown into bits. Ash isn't dead, but he was unconscious.
Oh, sure. Blown off a few parts doesn't make you dead, but he's unconscious. But it's clear as freaking day, no one can survive an explosion up close.
And on the verge of death, he had to be rushed to a hospital soon. Meowth said, "The plan worked," in his usual accent. Jesse and James then rushed over and snatched Pikachu. Hooray! We found Pikachu! Pikachu, who is sobbing over Ash's remains. Brock then throws out his Onyx and challenges them to a battle. Onyx killed Team Rocket, Brock said in a very angry voice. What was weird about this part of the episode is that Team Rocket didn't even resist their motto. Hey! You're supposed to do that!
Team Rocket doesn't even do them on most of the time, man. So that's only
Like you're doing every episode. What's more is that everybody else, including Brock and Missy, are having fun at the other arts and crafts tables. Like nothing happened.
What?
That swaps?
What?
As Onyx tried to attack Team Rocket, Meowth jumps into some unknown machine. It has some sort of cannon on its arms. And for the head of it is Meowth, as usual. But the cannons on the arms looked really huge. This machine was at least the size of a skyscraper.
Okay, seriously, why have the other people have not started evacuating?
The arms were also very huge. Fire the cannons! Fire the cannons, Meowth! Jessie explained to Meowth. I'm on it, Jess, Meowth responded in a glumping tone. Meowth then fires the cannon at Onyx, and a force field can be seen forming over the machine, and Team Rocket as the explosion, or should I say, atomic bomb, fires away into the warehouse.
What? Atomic bomb! There wasn't even a freaking mention of it. What?
James can be heard in the background laughing like a maniac. Missy can be heard screaming at the top of her lungs, and Togepi is nowhere to be found. What? It didn't even mention Togepi going missing until now.
Besides, I mean, she freaking had Togepi, but I don't know where it was at. We don't know where it was at in the freaking first place, because it wasn't even mentioned.
A white light fades over the screen and a white light fades over the screen that lasts for about 15 seconds. And then when it fades away, the entire orange island looks like they were completely destroyed. Nothing was left but an ocean full of nothing. Team Rocket then blasts away in the machine to nowhere. Very far, far away.
That is freaking bullshit, because atomic bombs are supposed to be atomic. Everything would probably have been dead. Why are they not dead?
This is where I thought the episode had ended, but nope. It kept going for at least another 30 minutes.
Apparently, it was a special episode.
But hey, I'm not done telling the story just yet.
Oh, fudge off!
As soon as Team Rocket blasted away from the scene, a whisper had been heard in the background that says, "Reach into the night. Reach into the night, so that the night can come the day." It then zooms down into the ocean, far, far down in the ocean. As the camera comes to a halting stop, Ash can be seen at the very bottom with a light reflecting over his face.
What?
His body starts to reform itself!
That doesn't even work! The ocean is not strange to the atomic... You freaking...
What even is this?
When it reforms, Ash then starts swimming to the surface. Then Lugia rushes in and grabs Ash, which is real because this was before the second Pokemon movie even came out. Ash then notices he is on a Lugia flying to the surface. As they come up through the ocean surface, a horrifying scream can be heard down at the bottom of the ocean. Ash asks Lugia what the sound was, and Lugia turned around and looked at Ash and responded, "No, you had your time," and drops Ash back off on his back and flies away furiously. Ash can then be seen falling very hard down to the bottom of the ocean, He soon finds that the scream he heard was from Pokepasta. As he sees the two of them screaming helplessly for air, they drown in the long spear to the top of its wall and eventually killing them. A rescue chopper can be seen in the area and somehow spots Ash. They throw a ladder down and Ash climbs safely back to the top. Inside the chopper is Delia Ketchum, Ash's mother. Thank you for pointing that out. And Professor Rogue. They ask Ash why this could have happened, and Ash looks very angry yet very sad at the same time. He responds by saying in a very angry tone, "Why did he have to die? Why couldn't it have been me? Why? Because freaking creepypasta logic."
His mother then tells him to calm down, and then Ash opens the helicopter door and jumps out, falling heavily. As soon as he lands, his body explodes into chunks of meat!
Why couldn't that happen when he exploded, though? That doesn't make sense. Also, the water doesn't magically reform him. The ocean is not like that. An atomic bomb wouldn't have done that. This creepypasta fails in that logic.
This was so disturbing, and that instead of throwing up, I got an extremely bad headache as the episode fades into black. It then cuts to a scene of Team Rocket with Pikachu.
Also exploding into the water? That's not how water works.
Pikachu has been literally stripped of its flesh. Everything inside of its poor little body can be seen. Bones, muscles, ribs, no blood though. Weird. Pikachu can be heard breathing heavily, and Team Rocket are now nowhere to be seen.
How? It's freaking dead!
Pikachu's heart then implodes, and its body turns to mush. The episode then fades to black, with a title saying, "To never be continued, ever." This episode has forever dramatized everything I stand for. The newer Pokemon episodes have led me to believe that this isn't the same Ash. Every new season has a different Ash, but what? Every new season doesn't have a different Ash.
It's just him in a different look and slightly a bit taller every time in the different new seasons.
But no, they still assume he's still 10.
Which is kind of illogical.
But somehow they make it look like it's the same kid who caught all those Pokemon. Well, of course it's the same because it's always Ash.
And he's somehow 10.
Still, after what I've seen, I can tell you for sure this isn't the same Ash.
Oh, it always is. He always fails. There's always something to fail about.
No way possible. Well, this is the end of my story, and I have nothing else to say. And since up to now, I never watched another Pokemon. I never watched another episode of Pokemon again.
Well, thank you for telling your ridiculous bullshit story. Now fudge off and never make another one ever again.
Jeez.
Okay, well, at least this had most of the things to actually make good writing. It's still just badly does some things wrong.
Jeez. And you were already in the X and Y.
Ben.WMV.
Seriously, we're already in the X and Y anime, so why can it not tell us Ash's actual age?
Ash's biggest suicide, as opposed to his smallest suicide. Oh boy, the plan worked! I was in the middle of reading when I went, holy cow, this is terrible. Biggest suicide? How can you have a smallest suicide, a decent sized suicide, and a biggest suicide? Something tells me instead of it happening on June 3rd, it was meant to be April 20th. Maybe the decent suicide was the guy in Blood Whistle who offered himself as a recorder. Logic, it's just a legend. Biggest suicide? I enjoyed the episode, but I'm wondering what the fudge it means. The theme was kinda creepy. It wasn't that bad, but I would go screaming about it. It doesn't exist. Yeah, I was the story. I'm not very good at writing creepypastas. Next time we'll be strictly obscene and what it says. I promise. I know you made this comment a long time ago. So I'm sorry for not replying. But I really want to know when you made the title of this, what the heck were you thinking? I don't want to be mean, but what was that biggest suicide even supposed to mean? Biggest suicide as opposed to smallest? I realized so much that I opened it up block and had asked about arts and crafts. Yeah, I think we did too.
Seriously, we can name all the minute episodes. There was
Agreed, lol. Part of me wanted it to be Tracy. That would be just hilarious. Block has bad temper. Yes, you're gonna go to the arts and crafts tournament and you're gonna like it. Yes. Why kidnapping me? Gary, who somebody got on the helicopter. Yeah, by kidnapping you. Yes. Why did they have to go like this? Why, Gary? Why did they have to go like this and leave me up here with you? Misty. Hi guys. Asked Gary. Misty? Asked. Wow, how did you get up here? Misty, it wasn't easy. Harry, the Gyarados is quite the picky one. So we settled on the train. Asked, what did you give him? Misty, that's nobody important. Meanwhile, in the ocean, Bog being chased by Harry the Gyarados. You're a prick, Misty.
You're a prick.
I see what you did there. Oh yes. Brilliant. 666 out of 10. Alternate endings for the win. Relax. They can't die. They've been in a video game. I feel like I lost brain cells reading this. Well, so have I. 2001. Fantastic MV. I lost brain cells writing it.
We're getting like all the bandit ones. There was the Porygon where he rocket suits and then the big fly causes whatever. That was banned. And then there was that one where it meant to say gun.